The next guest, okay, is one student from Myanmar, no? I think she's here already. No. She did the same project that Muse was showing us. Okay, it's the same location in the Bund in Shanghai. But she came up with one day. She came to me to say, "Oh, Ayan, I saw this idea of the Superblock. No, that is the things that today this year we are proposing. No, just like an excuse. No." So she was doing a very good research and a presentation to the whole class, no, about what is a Superblock, okay? And after that, she tried to implement this thing in her proposal, okay? So this morning I talked with her and she's willing to share this presentation and she's going to do it now, no? Okay, let's see first the thing of the Superblock, and after that we move to see how you implement this idea of the Superblock into the Bund, into the Shanghai city center.
So hi guys, my name's Nuno and now I'll share a little bit about Superblocks. So for the origin of the Superblock, when we say like a block, we kind of like in our head like we kind of think of Barcelona as like a kind of sample, and that's where the origin of Superblock come from. And actually, the city was already in like a grid pattern plan in since like 1880s with the Sutter plan, as you can see here. The Sutter plan is the first plan that came up in 1885 by this civil engineer here, and the plan, this city planning focuses on landscape in order to create more green space into the city and implements more and aim to be a garden city model. And for the main goal of it is to allow goods and raw materials to be easily transported around the city. And I think it's a must in like this kind of industrialized city. So that's the main goal of this Sutter plan. But like the engineer like seems to focus a lot on the city becoming like in this grid pattern. So there are many criticisms made, and in this is the plan by Serda, and this is a kind of like advice from this Antonio, this architect, because he said the grid plan is too rigid and not creative enough. So this is the plan he came up with in the middle. So the original engineer he designed he implement a bit of this idea into his plan, and that finally becomes like the revised plan of the Sutter plan. So this is Barcelona's grid plan as we all know today. What makes a block super block? So it's like a unit of blocks that's smaller than a neighborhood but bigger than a residential block, where we can use the streets, the small streets inside the block as like an urban space for the neighbors to interact. These are the aims of a super block: the sustainable mobility, the intensive use of public space, biodiversity, social cohesion involving the participation of the general public, and finally is a reduced ecological footprint. And also these are also like included already in the main goal of the Sutter plan, being like increasing the green space into these blocks. And this is the Superblock planning from Barcelona government. And as you can see in here, the red lines are the vehicle way, and in the green lines, those are user-friendly roads, which means it can be accessible by the public and used as an interaction space between the pedestrians. And also like these green roads are accessible by bicycle but not like cars or things like that, so it reduces like the traffic a lot too. And here, and this is how they use this kind of interaction space between the blocks, and it's rethinking urban space and creating implementing more green space and interaction space into like each blocks. Here, so this is before the super blocks. The gray area are all like vehicle accessible, but then after being super blocks, the vehicles can be only accessible by the outside of the super block, and the inner streets are all like user friendly, and the road is shared by the pedestrians and also like the cyclists, and yeah, and the green space here. And this is the road hierarchy, and as you can see, this is like the original, according to the original sort of plan, this is the road situation here. And after using like these functional super blocks, and with the introducing of like a user-friendly super block and bicycle path here, you can see how the local network was like reduced here. And in here, in the next phase, you can also see like how reduce the space, and like in here, like because like in one super block we don't need to have like every single road and every single block to be accessible by the vehicle, so that this is more like functional for like for the users in every single block here. And so yeah, this is the origin according to the original sort of plan, and this is after the introducing the super block here, so that it can be like the concept is to like combine the mobility but with also like living, because like this look like too rigid here. And yeah, and this is the Superblock organizational model, and in the, also like you can see like these interaction points, it actually like one block and another, they can be, they can have different interaction in each space, and they can have like different planning of the block, but then the block can be like used for like many interactions here, and these are like kind of a prototype for that. Yeah, and so you can see that implemented in this sort of plan here. So this, you can see these are like one individual super blocks, and the super block can be like the building should not be like limited to 9 or something like that. You can see it there are like 6 blocks with the super a super block including with the 6 blocks here. Yeah. And so this is the road without the super blocks, and this is road after the super blocks. So you can see how the traffic can be reduced, and also the like the surface area. And also this is the acoustic comfort without the super block and after the super block. So for with that, I implemented in my design. So this is the site location for the planning project, and this is in Shanghai, and the area is the Shanghai Bund. And so this is the land use inside the site, and like the original plan is kind of like complicated with all of these smaller streets inside like these kind of blocks. So like after introducing super blocks into my plan, this is what it became, and this is the land use. So in my design project, I took this one area as an example for the super block, and as you can see in the existing, like the vehicles can be accessible like into like these small parts of the building block. So in order to block that, I put like these uh, big roads, but then it's only accessible by the pedestrian and the bicycle, so that it can reduce the ecological footprint inside this block. And like the boundary of this block are the main roads, so that they can be accessible outside, but not like we don't let outside people into this building block by vehicle. And for the design ideas of the building block, so this in this is the concern, like if we face these two type of building blocks together, if the empty space like the facing together, there will be more interactions between the residents, and there will be like yeah, so so in order to solve that, we can phase it into the other way, so that it can block and have more privacy between one block and the other. So yeah, this is kind of like a prototype for the blocks to be planned here. And in my Superblock, this is the main programs that I want to have. So in this kind of I shape, these are the residential building, residential apartments. And in these, the highlighted areas, those are like these kind of convenience stores, restaurants, cafes, market, home appliance, school, and the other stuff that are needed in one single block, so that they don't need to like go far into other places. The idea behind that is that you can see how if we place one Superblock in next to the other, these kind of public space will be like joined together, and it will create a junction and make like kind of a big market space. But then the interactions will only happen like in the middle here, and it will not disperse into this kind of residential blocks. So that's the main reason why the commercial area will be planned like in the middle part here. And so this is my final design here. You can see the blocks here, and for this green spaces, in order to create and implement more green spaces into these residential blocks, I found like kind of the most like polluted area of the site, and then transform it into this kind of user friendly public spaces area, so that when it kind of like when it meets the junction with the public area, then it can like reduce the pollution and have more like interactions between them. So so yeah, that's how I implement it in my design.
Thank you so much, Nono, for having you here and refresh this proposal that you did. No, that I like the day that you came to me. Oh, Jan, I found this thing. Let's go to do this thing in my proposal. No, I found this idea of the Superblock. Then we were talking. Okay, let's go to do a research, a deeper understanding about this thing, and then work based on that. Okay. She did much more work in the final than the thing that she was showing today, but she only just selected the part of the Superblock. Okay, so just to clarify this thing for the colleagues. Okay, so if no questions, okay, thank you so much, Nono. Okay, and you can return back to your Design 7 class. Okay.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you, everyone. Good luck.
Thank you, Nono. Bye bye. Good luck.